back in the shed, but not for the Dirt Shed show. This is it's Ask.
Ask GMBN.
Of course it is.
Yeah, all our knowledge out on the page. Nice.
This is where people learn how stupid we are.
Yeah, and
well, they probably know that already.
It's technical this week because we've got some bike bits.
We've been to Doddy's desk and found these.
I love these cutaways. Yeah, we've got some great questions from you. Of course, we found those in the questions in the comment section down below. Hashtag AskGMBN.
Yeah.
So you can get involved in this video if you want to ask a question for next week's show. So please do that. That'd be great.
Yeah, otherwise we won't have a show.
Yes, but we have got some great questions for this week. And this first one drove my brain mad. Carl Mateus says, do all 160mm bikes have the same size of rear shock?
I think the answer is no, but I think probably most of them would have similar. Yes. Difference is in different designs of bikes will have different sort of leverage ratios. So the eye to eye, so the length of the shock, eye to eye, will change. I've actually looked at Fox and metric sizes. You can get a 190 eye to eye, a 210 or a 230 in that shock. So obviously that is different size, but also the stroke, and that will determine how much travel that bike has. So there's 6 different shocks you can get in that Fox float.
Yeah.
So no, there's different size shocks. I would think most 160mm bikes will have the longer versions of a 230 or a 210, but it doesn't mean they all have.
Yeah. No, so because obviously how much it moves here doesn't necessarily correlate with how much it moves at the other end.
No, exactly. Yeah. So people always think with the fork, it's really simple. However much it moves is the amount of travel, but that only moves 2 inches, but you could have 6 inches travel at the back of your bike.
Yeah, very clever things. And when you see the inside of them,
it actually works.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah. So great question. It puzzled me because I wasn't sure actually if there was different eye to eye lengths. I had to go and find Neil and ask him.
Yeah.
He told me.
I've done it in the past. I'm sorry, I'm getting nerdy here. To shorten the travel on my Santa Cruz V10, what did I do? I got the same size eye to eye shock, but got a shorter stroke. So actually, that bit was smaller, but the actual shock was the same length. So it made my V10 8 inches travel rather than 10.
Crazy. And did that improve it?
Well, I can't remember.
You didn't get on the V10, did you?
I didn't.
No.
I think it actually, as far as I'm aware, as I remember, it made it better for me on flat pedals. I seem to like the bike better. I'm not sure if it improved my results.
Right, next question from Tyler Fallon. I've been having knee pain from biking lately, or we've all been there. I've already moved my saddle back and the problem has become better, but not fixed. Is there anything more I can do to my seat or cockpit in order to keep my knees?
Keep
his knees.
I would look at pedals to be my first port of call. Are you running clips? I would sort of guess you are, probably. I would really look at where you put the cleats in the pedals to make sure both of them are similar on both shoes, and then move them around. Just try different places front to back, I would say, would make the biggest difference. Q factor, so how wide your feet are. I've never ever noticed that. So downhill bikes tend to be wider Q factor.
Yeah.
Cross country bikes things like that are narrower, but to me it feels the same. But I know other people find it more comfortable to have a closer, smaller Q factor, so you can move your cleats in on your shoes a bit.
Yeah.
But I would move them front to back, see if that helps. If you're on flats, then it's just a case of trying your feet in different positions. What your shoes like? Do you have big flat soles in your shoes so you can move them around, or are you riding like running shoes where you have to ride on the front? Foot placement would be my thing.
I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do with your saddle height and your saddle angle. All stuff worth trying because you might find a position that's really comfortable. But I agree with Neil, the pedals are got to be the main place to go. And also, someone else I was talking to earlier on raised a really good point. How far are you riding?
Yeah,
it is possible that you could just be riding too far. Because a lot of people just absolutely smash out the riding because they're having an incredible time, and your body's like, wow, that's a lot. 6 hours on the bike.
So my knees
are
going
to hurt.
Quite knackered with injuries, but riding a bike normally is fine. But if I do big days back to back, then they do hurt. But big days, like 6 hour days.
Yeah.
Don't do that very often.
Quick nerdy question. Do you know what the Q factor stands for?
Quack?
Quack. The quack factor, because when you've got a wide pedal stance, you kind of waddle.
Yeah.
So it's your Q factor. There you go. Let's take a look at some clips of this video that's all about getting that comfort on your bike.
saddles come in all different shapes and sizes, with cutouts, without cutouts, male, female, to suit different size bodies. Research and testing will help you to find the perfect saddle. You don't need to sit in discomfort. One of the biggest mistakes people make is to buy a bigger, more padded saddle if they find it uncomfortable. That isn't always a way to do it. Don't forget the padded shorts are also really important. I don't ride without them. And yes, the premium ones are worth it if you're in the saddle for a long time.
It's good to have a comfy bike.
Yeah.
It really is. It's important. It's important.
I rate fastness over comfort. Man.
Fast, do you? Racer. I know, I like a big comfy seat these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to be pushed around. Blake was pushing me around town earlier on.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I was eating a donut. Okay, next question is from Bexley Tabard, and she says, "Hi, I'm looking to upgrade to a sub 1000 MTB hardtail. Do you think I should get a plus bike to make the downhills more comfortable?"
Is Bexley definitely a female name?
I think it could be.
I don't know.
Yes.
Sub £1,000 hardtail. There are a lot of plus bikes sub that sort of price range. I would say it depends the type of riding. Thing with plus tyres, they are more comfortable. They do give you more grip. But if you're an advanced rider, you might find you start ripping tyres and then you have to put heavy tyres on, so it's not worth it. So if you're like beginner to intermediate and you like bombing around trails, it could be a really good option. I'd say try them before you buy that bike if you can.
Yeah. I remember when plus tyres came out. It wasn't actually that long ago. I remember getting a bike. My first Nicola I had built up had plus tyres on it. I was so excited because it was very new then.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts? Like,
it's disappeared a bit.
Plus tyres have sort of, they sort of melted into the design of all tyres because
big tyres have got big. Actual plus tyres seem to have gone to those hardtails.
Yes.
Whereas a 3 years ago, you could buy a Scott Genius high-end bike with plus tyres. You can't anymore. I think they've decided that actually we want to build some proper bigger tyres but not plus, and the plus is better for those cheaper hardtails.
And what makes a tyre plus and not big?
Anything over 2.6, I believe, but I'm not sure on that one, Martin, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I do like it. I like the look of the plus tyre.
Yeah,
I've got a bit of a soft spot for it. Yeah. Right, next question. What was our answer there for Bex?
It was
go for it.
Try it.
Try it.
Certainly
not a bad idea. No. Certainly not a bad idea. Right, next one. Thomas Jameson says, "I'm getting to the point in my riding where it would be a good idea to get a full face helmet." We've all been there. I think that was like the first day I started riding. I should probably get a full face helmet. However, my parents refuse to get me one because they claim it will only encourage me to do even more dangerous trails and jumps.
I don't think they do they? Because falling off still hurts if you've got a full face or not. There's a chance it will save you. Sometimes it's not going to save your knees, is it? If you fall.
But Thomas is saying, how can I convince them that a helmet is for my protection and not to boost my confidence? Well, one thing I would say, right, a full face helmet, I think it does boost your confidence. I think you put a full face helmet on, you've done it. Leon, you've done it. Put a full face helmet on, you're like, whoa.
But confidence is good.
I'm tough now.
Confidence is good.
Yes.
Overconfidence isn't good.
That's a great point. Nothing wrong with confidence.
I've smashed my face in wearing a full face helmet and without one, so two sides. Totally cool.
Maybe don't show them this video now. I mean, a full face helmet, it's your head, isn't it? You want to protect it.
Yeah.
Give them that line. It's my head. Do you want me to keep it?
Why don't you get a job and then you can buy your own?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Harsh, Neil. Harsh. Eric Colby says, I can only afford one bike.
Oh.
Right.
Sorry, that's really passionate.
Would it be better to be less underbiked at a bike park and more overbiked when riding trails at home? And then he goes on to give lots of reasons why he can see it from both angles.
Yeah.
But basically, the bikes he's stuck between is the Santa Cruz Bronson 150 to 160 mil, or the Nomad 170 mil. So that's kind of his range of like which way does he go. So what do you think on that one?
Well, I mean, I'm obviously I gave a super patronising answer there, but I am very lucky. I've got the similar bikes. I've got Canyon Strive, so it's a big bike. It's 160, but it's a big bike. And I've got like 150 mil Canyon Spectral. And it's the same question I ask myself all the time, but actually I found myself riding the Strive more because actually modern enduro bikes pedal so well that although it is a bit overbiked on the other trails, it still pedals quite well. However, when I ride my short travel bike, I think actually most of the time I prefer to be underbiked because it's a bit more lively and it makes trails a bit harder.
Yeah.
So I've just given 2 answers there to the same question.
I mean, that is something. There's something nice about that feedback on a small travel bike that's just exciting.
I would say the one thing, if you can try and ride a Nomad on your home trails and just see how, sometimes it's like tips me over the edge of being too frustrating.
Yeah,
especially if you ride with friends who are on lighter, faster bikes, you're like, oh, this is a dog.
Yeah.
But at the bike park, it's great, but at home, it's a dog. So that would annoy me.
Yeah, I think the home trails and how it fits there would be my worry. Yeah. So I want to enjoy it day.
You can always put big tyres on a Bronson for the bike park. That'll make it, like downhill tyres for the bike park would make it feel like a much different bike.
Yeah, let's take a look at one of our videos that's a good versus that will maybe help steer you in the right direction on your dilemma.
Hi, I'm Trail Blake and this is my RockShox Pike equipped on my Canyon Spectral CF. Yes, it's 150mm of travel up front. It can climb and descend anything. You don't need anything out. It's not all you need. Hi, I'm Enduro Blake, and this is my nuke-proof Mega with 170mm up front thanks to this RockShox Lyric. You can put this thing in front of anything and it'll eat it up for breakfast, dinner, and lunch. Steep, rough, gnarly, gnarly, everything. This bike will smash it. Ooh, 170mm of travel. What are you gonna do when you get to the bottom and you have to climb that thing all the way back to the top? What are you gonna do with all that small travel when it gets rough and horrible and you're bombing down? You're gonna get some cool arms, especially with that. We'll see. We'll see.
Right, another versus. That was a good one. Trail versus enduro suspension fork. What's the difference?
Yeah, good video, that one. Make sure you check out all those videos in full if you've got a chance, because there's lots in there. Right, next question is from the Moosh MTB. I'm looking at buying some new bars. However, all the various numbers and angles, rise, up sweep, back sweep, are very confusing. They can be, actually. Could you explain the pros and cons to, say, 20mm, 25mm and 35mm rises and how they work in MTB disciplines? Also, maybe what us guys here at GMBN are using. He needs his advice soon before the wife clicks onto what he's doing.
Wow.
Uh-oh, we've got to get these bars fast, Neil.
I feel like it's can of worms of bars because I would look at what you've got now and then decide what you want to do. Basically, you want to get your bars in the right spot, but that all is influenced by how long your head tube is, how big your headset cups are, how many spaces you've got, how deep your stem is, and then how big your bars are. So all those things come together to get the bars in the right spot.
Yeah.
Lowish for cross country, highish for downhill trails. But you could get a bike with quite a long head tube, and actually you might want a really low bar to still have the bars quite high. It's just a difficult one to answer. And actually, if I was speccing a bike from the ground up, I would look at what other people are running on that frame, on that bike, to then decide what I think I would want. You can always get a 25 or a 30mm and then space it up a bit if you wanted to. You can't always space things down anymore.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that measurement. A simple way to think about it is literally that measurement. The bigger the number is going to raise the bar up. There is going to be up sweep and there's going to be back sweep, but that comes down to the different types of bars. They're not all the same.
I don't look at those things, to be honest, and most of them will be there or thereabouts. Some will be a bit more laid back or up sweep, but I don't know, it's more about comfort than actual sort of control. Bar height's super important. I do mess around my bars quite a lot to make spaces above, below the stem to get in the right spot, but I tend to go for some bars that are probably in the middle of that, 25mm ones, and then mess around with spaces.
I love playing with bars. That's one of my favourite bits to mess about with on a bike, because you get an immediate feedback of how it feels, and when it starts to feel right, the whole bike suddenly you're like, it all works now, and all you did was change the handlebars.
But there's sort of no right or wrong answer. On my cross country bike, I've got pretty much a flat bar, and I've put the stem upside down as well, so it is quite low, but go to my Strive and it's quite a high rise bar on that.
Hey, do you remember back in the 90s when the head shock fork for Cannondale was a big deal? They used to have a negative stem because the shock was so high and made such a high head tube on that bike that because basically the shock sat underneath the head tube itself.
Yeah.
That then they had a negative stem actually pointing back down
Yep.
towards the front wheel.
Disgusting.
Crazy looking.
Horrible looking thing.
I don't know if I would say that, Neil.
On
Right.
my Kona Mano back in 1999, I had some Ozonics that were massive. Jason McCroy bars are about that high.
Oh,
I can't
so
remember any
cool.
mil, but big high-rise bars.
Yeah, Jason McCroy made those bars cool.
Did.
Yeah,
That's why I had 'em.
Jason McCroy made everything cool, basically. Right, Hamza Bayat said, I keep on getting punctures and want a good tyre protection. Good tyre recommendation. Sorry, I ride in dry and extremely rocky terrain.
So go for a tyre with protection. So Conti do the Protection Apex, Maxxis do the EXO and Double Down, or you could go to a downhill tyre. Depends how rough and how gnarly it is. And if you keep puncturing, keep getting a heavier tyre,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at how much the tyre weighs in grams, the heavier it is, the stronger it's going to be.
Right. And is there any tip to your riding that you can change to sort of get less punctures? Is there anything you can do, or is it just not worth thinking about it?
Yeah, be smoother, put more tyre pressure in, change tyres. But yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Sorry,
few
that
things.
was a dumb question. It was almost like, how did you go as fast as Aaron Quinn? Just go faster.
I remember
Just go more.
some mechanics at World Cups always say, it's rider error. Punctures are always rider error. It's
Wow.
not down to your tyres.
Is that
I'm not
right?
sure I totally agree with that.
Well, I kind of get what they're saying. I
Yeah.
mean, you've walked the track, you know. Terrible. Anyway, terrible subject to raise. Punctures, the worst.
I've done a video actually. I did a Conti factory tour, but Doddy's also been to Vittoria recently. Is it in Bangkok, something like that? To see how a tyre is made. Good video.
Let's have a look.
That's it for this week's Ask. Always leave your questions down below. We'll try our best. We don't know everything.
I think we did pretty well this week. Yeah, it got technical. I liked it. If you want to watch some more GMBM videos, then I've got a great one. I love this one. Click here to see Kurt Voorhees and Blake Sampson riding. Kurt Voorhees, what would she say? Unique?
I was there.
mountain
I
biker.
witnessed the video.
Brilliant.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
brilliant.
this.
it was
The
brilliant.
bit when he uses my wheelchair's genius. That is incredible, that bit. I love it.
There was controversial comments when that went on social media. That wheelchair was found in the woods. Somebody had abandoned
Oh, it's
it.
fine.
It's not like we stole
It's
anyone's wheelchair.
fine. I love it. I think
Yeah,
it's
they were
great.
lying down on the floor.
Yeah, we pushed someone out of it.
You can borrow my wheelchair anyway. Anyway, give it a watch. It's very good.
If you want to find 6 easy ways to improve your riding, click over here. Thumbs up and hit that subscribe button.
See you later.